My name is Alaina Rahaim, and I am the Assistant Director of Career Readiness in the Office of Career Services. Today, we're going to be talking about job and internship searching. We're going to go over the Office of Career Services' top 3 tips for your job and internship search process. Our first tip is understanding the job and internship search process and Career Services resources. It's important to realize that the job and internship search process can take time. It can range from approximately as long as 6 months to 1 year, or it could be as short as about 2 months to 4 months. There are a variety of reasons why your job or internship search process may take 2 months or 1 year, some of which include tailoring your resume, making sure you're networking, or understanding the industry that you're applying for may just move slower. We can talk about all of this in a one-on-one appointment if you have any questions. That being said, it is important too to realize that finding a job or an internship basically is a full-time job. We recognize that it takes time and energy to manage your search, and that can be tough to balance while engaging in extracurricular activities and your academic coursework. So we are here to help you figure out a timeline that works for you. It's important to set goals and stay organized to manage an effective search. And finally, networking is critical. You must network to find a job. As the bar graph illustrates, we know that only about 20% of jobs are actually posted on the internet. The other 80% make up what we call the hidden job market. And that's because if only 20% of jobs and internships actually get posted online, there are 80% of jobs that you can only find from talking to people. So it's very important, as the pie chart shows, to spend the vast majority of your time on networking, reaching out to people, introducing yourself, making sure they know your name. It is still very important to spend an adequate amount of time on looking for jobs and internships on the internet, working on your resume and cover letter. All of that is important too, but we want to make sure that you know that networking with your faculty, friends, family, and other organizations that you may be a part of, as well as using our resources to identify professionals, is very important. We have many resources in our office that can help you with your job and internship search process, the first one of which is Handshake. Handshake is our platform for posting jobs and internships. You can also utilize this system to connect with employers that recruit UT students. You can register for events and workshops and learn more about their details. You can research companies that recruit UT students, and you can schedule an appointment with a career coach. Quincia is another resource in our office, and this uses artificial intelligence similar to an applicant tracking system to give you feedback on your resume. You can also practice interview questions, and it can even conduct a mock interview with you using artificial intelligence. We have a website at ut.edu/career where you can learn more about our resources and get information on how to schedule an appointment. To see all of our guides, you can click the Resumes and More button, and this will take you to our job search toolbox. In the job search toolbox, we have guides on resumes, cover letters, on-campus job searching, anything you could think of is in there. And we have many resources for the job and internship search process that you can take advantage of on your own time before you come into an appointment. Tip 2. You want to make sure that you are tailoring your material and optimizing your online profiles to engage in an effective job and internship search. It's really important to understand that a resume and a cover letter aren't getting you the job. They're getting you the interview. They're going to be scanned by something that's called an applicant tracking system for keywords that match the job posting. That's why it is very critical for you to tailor each resume and each cover letter with keywords from the job posting, so that way they know that you are submitting this just for them. Sometimes people don't understand the difference, so basically a resume lists your relevant past experiences and skills with fragmented sentences in the form of a bullet point, and a cover letter is more of a 3-paragraph essay describing, not just stating, in full sentences how you are qualified for that specific job. If you have any questions about resumes or cover letters, please feel free to make an appointment with us. Some key tips for you to keep in mind with your material is, as I mentioned, you must tailor it for each position you apply for. It's important to keep it one page ideally. If you're a graduate student or have several experiences that are very relevant to the job that you want to make sure they know about, then 2 pages is okay. You want to make sure that you're aligning your language and skills to the job description because it will be scanned by an applicant tracking system. Some people think that your references should go on your resume, when in fact, these are actually a separate document. You want this to be formatted very similar to your resume. It's really important to start identifying your references today. You never know when a job or an internship is going to come around, and you'll need people to be able to recommend you. So start thinking now about who you might want to list as a reference. And when you create your separate reference document, include relevant information. If they're your supervisor, include where you worked with them, and a phone and an email address. Next, you want to make sure that you are getting started with your job or internship search today. Even if you're thinking you may not be interested in a job or an internship right now, it's even better to start looking before you actually want a position, so that way you can identify which positions are interesting to you and if you're actually qualified for them. If you notice that you're missing some skills or requirements that the job or internship is recommending that they are looking for, then you can use this time to build up your resume in those areas which may need improvement. If you're worried that you don't have quite enough experience or you're shifting careers or perhaps majors, then you really want to emphasize your transferable skills. You can talk about your classes, volunteer experience. All of this counts as viable professional experience, even if you weren't paid. So remember to emphasize those transferable skills. And finally, when managing a job search, don't just rely on submitting your resume and cover letter. You want to make sure that you follow up. Send them an email, connect with them on LinkedIn, make sure that they know your name. For optimizing your online profiles, we have several tips. Increasingly, we are hearing from employers that they are sending potential interview offers to candidates simply based on your Handshake profile or your LinkedIn profile alone. And that's because companies are scanning for keywords, not just on your resume and cover letter, but also on your online profiles. So now more than ever, you want to make sure that you are optimizing these. You can start by including a professional headshot from the shoulders up. We take professional headshots in the Office of Career Services, and you can schedule one on Handshake. On LinkedIn, you'll notice that you have a headline that goes right under your headshot. This is basically a caption for who you are. It could be that you are a student at the University of Tampa. You could list your bachelor's degree or your master's degree, or you could just use a collection of keywords that emphasize what type of career you are looking for. This is going to catch people's eye and make them want to click your profile. On LinkedIn, you'll also have an About section on your profile, which should be a summary of who you are and what you've done. You can use an elevator pitch to write this. For more information about elevator pitches, please check out our job search toolbox or schedule an appointment with us. And remember, just like on your resume, you don't have to only list work experience. You can also include classes, organizations that you're a part of, and volunteer activities. Finally, on LinkedIn, you can feature recommendations and skill endorsements from other professionals and peers that have worked with you and can attest to your abilities. Tip 3, networking is critical for the job search, and one key thing you can do is use informational interviews on LinkedIn and Handshake to make connections. Sometimes the phrase networking is scary. Networking basically is the act of making, maintaining, and leveraging professional, academic, and personal contacts to achieve your goals. It's important to understand that anybody could be a valuable connection. And as I mentioned, it is not always easy to network. It's okay to ask for help if you're not sure what to say or how to do this. Since anyone can be a valuable connection, that means you could be a networking resource for others too. And remember that employers are absolutely searching for you on the internet. So it's very important to maintain a positive and professional appearance, not just on LinkedIn, but on all forms of social media. in addition to making sure that your email communication is written professionally. Finally, we recommend that you use LinkedIn and Handshake to identify these professional employers and contacts. LinkedIn can sometimes be a little confusing to use. We recommend that you make an individual appointment with our office so that we can help you understand how to build your profile and use this resource as effectively as possible. The main thing to keep in mind is that it is not awkward to reach out to professionals on LinkedIn and connect with individuals that you do not know. The whole purpose of LinkedIn is that it exists for professional networking. Our top 5 tips for using LinkedIn include making an appointment with us so that you can really learn the ins and outs of how to use this platform. There's only so much information I can share with you today in this presentation, and it would be great to sit down one-on-one and talk about how you can use this for your own personal search. Tip 2, make sure to keep your profile up to date and build your network. Employers are going to be looking at your profile, so you want to make sure the information on there is as up to date as possible. And in order to really use this platform, you need to have a certain amount of connections. So we can talk more about that one-on-one. Tip 3 is that LinkedIn has a great alumni tool which you can use to identify professional contacts who share something in common with you, that you are a Spartan. You can search directly for the University of Tampa and click alumni and type in a keyword to find alumni that have the career you're interested in and conduct an informational interview with them. Tip 4, you can also use the general people search tool to search for just general professionals in your field of interest. And tip 5 is that it is proper LinkedIn etiquette for you to add a note to your connection request. People are more likely to accept your connection request when you explain why you are reaching out to them and who you are. We can talk more about this in a one-on-one appointment as well, but the basics of sending a note include making sure that you maintain your professionalism. Be confident and tell them your name, your degree, and a little bit about who you are. Second, make sure to provide some context. Explain how you are affiliated with the University of Tampa, especially if you're reaching out to a fellow alumni, and let them know why you're talking to them. Include what you're looking for. If you're looking for an informational interview to learn more about their role at a certain company, or any advice they may have for you as you're considering pursuing a similar career path, share that in the note. Make sure to not ask for a job. Remember that we have many resources that you can use from the comfort of your own home. If you're not sure how to schedule an appointment, check out our Schedule an Appointment tab right here. Finally, remember that to conduct an effective internship or job search, you must follow up. They need to know your name and know you're interested. If you're not sure who to follow up with, if the internship or job posting doesn't share an email, you can find them on LinkedIn. Understand that the job and internship search process takes time and energy, and we are here to help you. Pay attention to your online profiles. Increasingly, employers are looking at these to make hiring decisions. Next, you want to make sure that you are engaging with your LinkedIn and Handshake profiles to use these for networking, as you can identify professionals to conduct informational interviews with. We offer a variety of professional development events and workshops, so make sure you check these out on Handshake to see which ones you may want to attend to learn more or make employer connections. Anybody can be a valuable connection. That means your friends, family, faculty members, fellow alumni, and other professionals. We want you to know that it is okay to reach out to us if you're not sure what steps to take next. You can always make an appointment with Career Services through Handshake. Don't wait, you can do that today. Thank you so much for watching.